Anyway, we're back.
Anyway. All right, what's going on? So we're all in quarantine, right? You're supposed to stay home.
6 feet from each other.
6 feet. This is just, it looks closer.
Like
'cause it's on
15
camera.
minutes. You're supposed to drink every 15 minutes. It's launching.
All right, wash the corona down.
Yep.
All right, so I asked you, like, what are some dry fire drills we can do at home when we're sitting at home, stuck in the house for the next month or however long we're here. So I've been using a Manus X dry fire tool, but obviously not everybody has one. So what do you do when you're dry firing at home and quarantined?
So
basically?
let me kind of start this by saying dry firing is probably the single most thing that you can do to improve your shooting.
Right.
Not everyone gets to get out to the range.
Right.
Bullets cost money, range fees cost money. Not everyone has their own range down the street or in their backyard. It takes time to go to the range. You don't have an hour to spend, whatever. Do you still need to go to the range? Yes. You know, you should try to shoot the gun that you have for defense a couple times a month, preferably.
Right.
The more the better, but twice a month, cool. But you can dry fire every couple of days. Now, don't let someone tell you, yeah, just take 15 minutes a day and go in your garage and set up all these targets and do your dry fire, because you're never gonna do that.
Right.
And if you do it, you're gonna do it once and it's never gonna happen again. Dry fire for like 2 minutes. That's it, 2 minutes. You can go in your bathroom and dry fire in the mirror. Sounds silly, but now you're actually driving out and aiming in on a silhouette, torso, yourself in the mirror. You can see kind of where your presentation is,
Right.
and gives you a torso or a target to focus on in the mirror, and then kind of co-witness where your sights are.
So obviously, make sure there's no rounds in the same room.
Yes.
Obviously, you need to state that. So
Yeah.
disclosure.
And it sounds silly, but we do really need to stress this. And don't say, oh, I've been doing this for a long time. I know my mags, loaded mags are just right over there on the couch. Make sure there's no bullets, no loaded mags, no loaded guns. When I dry fire my house, I put everything that is loaded and has ammo in it in the safe.
So there's no chance.
There's no chance.
Anything happening.
Nothing.
Right.
I have one gun with 2 mags.
So what happens if somebody
Double
breaks in when
confirm.
that happens?
Oh my God! I'm gonna have to
Hands
Judy
on?
chop him, kung fu kick him.
Jiu-jitsu.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Grab
All
a
right.
kitchen knife.
So that's out of there. So there's no bullets anywhere. So dry firing.
So there's a bunch of different drills that you can do dry fire wise. Honestly, I did this a lot more before I had little kids running around. But depending on your favorite TV show, if your kids are in bed asleep or you don't have kids, there's a couple of drills that I would do on commercial break of my favorite show.
Okay.
So I just sit here, have everything laid out just like this on the coffee table, watch my TV show, kick back, watch my show, commercial come on, come up, all right? And just start feeding magazines in. I can rotate, I can do a tactical reload. All right, I can watch the commercial and see how quickly I can find my magazine well without having to look down at it.
Okay.
Making sure that I'm in my workspace up here on top of my shoulder, not down here having to look down.
Okay.
And I can just sit here and feed this and juggle my mags. All right. You can do combat reloads where you aim in at the TV, all right? Mag out, boom, mag in, slide forward. All right, obviously, if you want to make it realistic, put your mag pouch on, draw from your mag on your belt,
Okay.
or however you carry it. You can stand up and do it. Another dry fire drill that I'll do is merely to build a feel and intimacy with the trigger of my trigger finger. And I'll sit here under commercial break, and I'll rack it, get on the trigger, press the slack out, break the shot, rack it, slack out. And I'm trying to do a couple of things. What I'm trying to do is as soon as I break the shot and I rack the gun, I'm trying to beat my reset before I let the slide go fully forward to prep the trigger again. So I'm ready to fire that next shot. I'm not holding the trigger, pinning it to the rear.
Like I've been doing.
Right.
I'm working on it.
Right.
I did good.
Yeah, you got
last
practice.
time I was in.
I'm prepping the trigger, slack out, breaking the shot, and right away coming off the trigger, slack back out again, prepping it again. But it builds a subconscious feel for your trigger and helps you work on that trigger control. And then obviously you have your draw stroke drills, right? You can get your rig on, get your holster on, your IWB, however you carry the gun or whatever
Right.
you want to work with.
Right.
I did this a lot when I was shooting competitively in IPSC.
Okay.
I'd put my IPSC rig on with my IPSC gun.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get my pro timer. I'd set a par time of whatever, 0.8 seconds on it.
That didn't bother your wife at all, did it?
I'd do this
Timer
out in the
going up?
garage.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife was used to it.
So that wasn't during commercial break.
Right, exactly. No. Yeah, this is getting a little more extensive, right? And I'd get my pro timer, go out in the garage, get my pro timer, have a target on the wall,
Okay.
set a par time, 0.6 seconds, 0.8 seconds, depending on what I was doing. If I'm just working on draw stroke and first trigger press,
Okay.
0.6 seconds, set it, hands on my side, stand by, beep, click, beep, and see if I could get that first click with good sight picture in 0.6 seconds and work on that one shot draw. And then obviously you've got target transitions. You can set it up, target over here, beep, beep, click, and see if you can get to that next target
You're not
before the
pulling
beep.
trigger on the first one.
Right,
The second
you're
one,
driving
right?
across.
Okay.
The start beep is for you to drive across and then
Okay.
press a click in the trigger before the next beep goes off.
Gotcha.
You got to figure out your par times. Data collection is good, right?
Right.
Write down kind of what your times are. Keep a little chart. You can do it on an IPSC target and post it up in your garage. so
Which
you
is one
share.
cool thing about the Manus, because he keeps your history and all that, and you can see your progress, which is really cool. So I do recommend that.
I will say this too about times and data. They are important. Is it important that my time is faster than your time or vice versa? No, that's not what's important. What's important is for your own growth.
Right.
Times are important for your own growth, times and scores. So get some data, collect the data on this, and then that way, the next time you go to dry fire, you can see am I slower, am I faster,
Right.
and why. Right. So data is important. But dry fire a couple times a week, twice a week. Dry fire twice a week. And sorry, someone just walked in. I
Yeah.
realize I'm doing this to tell them to be quiet, but you can't see. You can see me doing this, but you can't see Eric over there. He's being very quiet, by the way. But data is important. Collect your data. You can dry fire 2 times a week, 3 times a week. But again, make it realistic.
Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it.
Right.
1 minute, 2 minutes. Commercial break at night, drinking a whiskey, watching your favorite TV show on commercials. But yeah, exactly. And go dry fire,
Right.
and then go to the range and shoot once every 2 weeks.
Once we can go out and go to the range.
Yeah,
after
once you're
all
allowed
this
out of your house.
shit's over with.
That's right.
So something to do when you're stuck at home, you know.
You can still train, you can still practice. So then another thing is you can do push-ups on the floor, get a little pump on, then draw, dry fire.
Get your heart rate up, right?
I actually used to do sit-ups with my pistol.
That sounds horrible.
So I would do sit-ups with my pistol, and I would have a target on the wall, and I would do sit-ups, and I'd rack the slide, sit up, click, rack the side, sit up, click, rack the slide, sit up, click. I would do push-ups with the gun, and I would do basically a Spider-Man push-up. So I'd do a push-up, grab the gun, drive out, click, come down, push-up, switch, and do that with the gun. So you can actually incorporate this into
Some
exercise
some
as well.
exercise, right?
Yeah.
Which you need to be doing as well. Don't be sitting on the couch dry firing this whole time,
That's right.
eating Twinkies.
You need to be able to actually fight and not just rely on a gun.
Right. Cool. All right. Well, that's a few things you can do when you're in quarantine. So
15
Hang in there.
minutes. 15 minutes.
15
Drink.
minutes. Drink. See y'all in the next one. Stay safe. Cool. That's done.
What's up, buddy?
It reminds me of Major Payne when he's like, I like to hang upside down and take my gun apart
Yeah,
real
yeah,
fast when my
yeah.
gun starts to bleed. I was like,
What's up, dude?